Hey everyone, Kathy the Vegan Prepper here to bring you a really fast full moon eve update, chit chat, and a little giveaway. And I have my helper here, and the lighting was gorgeous, and now it's like bouncing off my desk and being kind of crazy. So we're gonna try to do this as quickly as possible. Basically, I have talked before about what a meaningful and wonderful thing it has been in my life to be following the cycles of the moon for doing herbal preparations specifically. So I'm talking about observing the new moon and the full moon. And so I thought I would talk about what am I doing today, or what am I doing tomorrow specifically with that full moon, the very first full moon of the year. We've already had one new moon, and we're getting into that cycle. And so for myself personally, I'm going to be making a chocolate extract using some cacao nibs out of my pantry. I had all these really great intentions, like I'm going to be doing cacao nibs instead of chocolate chips. And that's just not the way that life has gone down, because it doesn't really work. And so I'm going to be turning it into chocolate extract, which is apparently very much like a vanilla extract. You put the cacao nibs and then you put your rum or your brandy or your vodka over top. And then you leave it sitting for 3 to 6 months. And then you have yourself a chocolate extract. And I can't wait to experiment with that and have that in my life, because apparently there are certain top notes of chocolate flavor that are not available unless you make it as an extract. Like it doesn't, like those flavors go away when it's processed into cocoa powder. So I don't want to see. So in about 3 to 6 months, I will tell you if the chocolate extract was worth it and if it's true what they were saying. Also, I am going to be making a giant batch of turmeric black pepper tincture, which I'm really excited about because I was at Whole Foods a couple days ago and they randomly had all of their turmeric root, which is like just sold loose, and it's normally $14.99 a pound, and they had it on sale for $8.99 a pound. Like crazy. So I grabbed a ton of it. And I'm going to process that and make a tincture out of turmeric and black pepper. And then knowing how long that's probably going to take to like shred up or grind, I still haven't quite decided exactly how I'm processing the turmeric. That's going to take like a little bit longer also because it's a larger project. So I think that that will be it for me this full moon. I'll put up a chocolate extract and a turmeric tincture. And then that's basically going to be the extent of my projects for this particular full moon. I may start a couple more fermentations, but yeah, it's just as a brief thing. I think we have discussed in the past, but I'll say it again here. So many herbal preparations and ferments and things like that have like a 2 to 4 week, even a 6 week steep time. And so having it in your habit and in your kind of, your habits, to be doing that kind of stuff every 2 weeks, which is basically what it would be. New moon, full moon is 2 weeks. New moon again, another 2 weeks. Full moon again is another 2 weeks. You know, you have that built into your life structure. You end up being able to create a lot more and get a lot more done. And you actually finish things instead of forgetting about jars sitting on a shelf for like weeks and months because you started it on some random day. And so you're supposed to decant that thing 6 weeks from a random day. So having everything kind of on those days ends up being really helpful. And it's just a really great thing. And it feels fun is the other thing. Cause I can be like, as an extremely creative, very right-brained, I suspect ADHD person, with not making any jokes about it. I mean, literally, I've begun to suspect in the last couple of years that I have undiagnosed ADHD, and I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, being that kind of person, I'm somewhat resistant to schedules, and this has been great because it is a way of scheduling my life that feels fun. And I do know a lot of people put a lot of spiritual significance on the practice of following a lunar cycle, and I don't personally put a ton of like spiritual significance on it. But it is still a really great thing that has helped me in my life. And so I keep talking about it because I think it's great. And if y'all feel like joining me, let me know down in the comments below. What are you going to be doing tomorrow? Are you going to start this practice this year? And if so, what will you do with it? Because it doesn't have to only be herbal things. You can figure out a way of, maybe every 2 weeks you're doing self-care, or you're doing some sort of awesome thing for yourself that is not involved or does not revolve around herbal preparations. But yeah, all that being said, I also have recently gotten back into spindle spinning, as I've talked about before, and I just recently got a little Turkish spindle, so I wanted to do a tiny bit of show off. This is a Snyder spindle. I bought it from a shop on Etsy. I will link down below. And so if you don't know what a Turkish spindle is, it's pretty cool. It comes apart, which makes it great for traveling. But then you can put it together and spin, and as you wrap around the I'm blanking on what these are called. As you wrap around the pieces here, you end up creating yourself a center pull ball, so that when you disassemble your Turkish spindle, you're left with a center pull ball, which you can then ply from or whatever, and then you don't have to wind off the single, which is great. So I'm really loving the Turkish spindle. I will say this was a sample of merino silk, which they sent to me, which I didn't choose. I didn't know it was coming, but I'm not gonna let it go to waste. I will say I do not miss spinning anything with silk in it. This was super slick and slippery and very difficult to spin with. I haven't ever spun on a Turkish spindle before, but I was not having issues with the spindle itself or like the knot at the top or anything. It was this fiber kept like going away from me. So the slippery fiber is not your friend when you're doing spindle spinning, especially as a new spinner, which is what I would talk about, or what's coming up, I guess, for the giveaway. But one final thing from that same shop, the reason I originally went there is because they have a huge selection of vegan fibers, and I got myself 8 ounces of hemp. So I'm going to be learning how to spin on that. Although I am still spinning, what wool I have in my stash because I'm not wasting it. But maybe a lot of it I will end up giving away, which is a good transition into giveaway. I am going to give away, because I'm destashing for myself, a couple of spindles and this braid of beautiful, nice kind of sticky Corriedale roving. So it's great. It's from a shop up in Canada. So at some point somebody gave this to me. And I don't remember. So I don't remember where everything in my stash has come from at this point. It's very old. It's very big. And so I am going to be giving this away as hopefully a great beginner fiber. And that's why I chose it. Also because the colors are super fun and lively. And it seems like that would be really fun to spin. But it'll be a lot easier to draft. You're not going to have to worry quite as much about dropping. If you're at all interested in learning how to do some spindle spinning, this is a great place to start. This little spindle was what I learned on like 8 or 9 years ago, maybe even longer. Gosh, maybe like 10 or 11 years now, actually, because I think I've had my spinning wheel for like 9 years. So this was probably even longer ago than that. This is the spindle that I got to learn on. And I took my first class and I spun a ton of yarn on this spindle. And I really loved it before I got my wheel, and I got a couple of other spindles that I liked a little better. Just as I got better, I wanted like smaller, more delicate spindles. But when you're first starting out, something like this is very sturdy. You can drop it. You don't have to worry about it. This is a great spindle for beginning. And I've taught actually several people how to spin on this spindle, but it's just sort of getting to the point where I kind of need to declutter some things. So I thought I would give this away. And then there are so many videos that teach you how to spin on YouTube, and you can find those if you get this and you're a total beginner and you want to learn. There are plenty of resources out there for you. And then also this one is a spindle that was gifted to me by another spinning friend, and it's great for spinning giant, chunky kind of art yarns if you're interested in that. But it's also really great to ply the singles, like what you spin on your other spindle. It's great for plying because it's nice and heavy, and it'll twist for longer because it's heavy. So it makes plying a little bit easier when you're making your actual yarn. So this is the content of the giveaway, and I will keep the giveaway open until Saturday. I don't know what, I'm gonna pull up the date on my computer calendar here. Give me a second. Where are you, calendar? So that would be Saturday the 30th. will be the last day that you can leave a comment down below to enter the giveaway. And that's all you have to do. Leave a comment on the YouTube video, and then I will end up contacting you to get your address to send you this little package of goodies. And you don't have to be subscribed, although I would really appreciate it. But this is just because I felt like doing something nice. I don't know. I like woke up in the mood to give somebody something. Does anybody else do that? Like, I do that all the time. Like, I just like, today's a day I just want to like give someone something. So we're going to be doing it via the YouTube video today. So anyway, like I said, I will link down below to the shop that has these cute spindles and the vegan fibers. And yeah, I think that's it for me. It's time to go make some food for some people. Actually, I already made it. It's just time to go dish it out. I figured I'd let it cool while I was doing this. So it's like multitasking. As always, that's how I live my whole life. It's like my entire life is a multitask. That's what it is. So anyway, I guess that's all. And let me know too if you're planning on doing any kind of full moon stuff. And I don't know, anything you feel like talking about, shoot me a comment down below. I love reading comments. And then also enter the giveaway that way. So anyway, I guess that's all. And as always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. Look at this lighting. Like, I just want to like live my whole life just like in this lighting. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't looked this good in years. Okay, anyway, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.